We're talking Philly sports.
The Philadelphia Phillies are 2008 World Champions of Baseball.
And New York sports.
Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
And the unique history and relationship between the two cities. With Mike Carr.
You're so money and you don't even know it.
And Adam Turkel.
I agree. Nobody's madder about than I am. They're going to say that, and I'm going to look at them and say, "Hi, you're right."
This is the Battle for I-95 podcast, starting now.
All right, welcome once again to the Battle for I-95 podcast. This is episode number 8, and this is brought to you by Easy Moving. Moving's hard enough, do it the easy way, servicing Fairfield, Connecticut, removal in New York. I am one half of your team, Adam the Turkel, and my partner is Mr. Michael Carr. What's going on, Mike?
Got to enjoy this nice holiday weekend, but we got some stuff to talk about. We got business to do first.
Yeah, well, right after we got done with last week's show, the NBA exploded, It started with the first linchpin that was dropped, which was a big, humongous trade by my New York Knickerbockers as they went all in on Villanova. All in. They went to the Nets. I never thought it would happen because I got to be honest with you, I didn't think the Nets would do business with the Knicks. And I guess the Knicks blew them away. Some people have criticized the move since Mikal Bridges has not been an all-star yet. I, however, am lauding the move. I freaking love it. I think it's great. I think he fits there. I think he's a Tibbs-type player. And I think the Knicks have debunked some of the current building philosophy by certain teams, including yours, of, hey, let's get superstars. Let's get a big 2, a big 3, and let's do it that way. The Knicks have gone, no. Our superstar is Jalen Brunson, and now what we're going to do is fit all the right pieces in. So the Knicks make the big trade in which they let go of 5 first-round picks, pick swap, and then another pick, which was Milwaukee's pick. So the Knicks, but you know what, Mike? These picks, man, these are all going to be number 25, 26. As long as the Knicks are a good team sustainably for the next 6 years, which I think they should be, these are not going to be great picks. So, and there's only so many first-round picks you can sign. The cap is a real thing. It exists. So if you have 2, 3 first-round picks a year, what is it doing for you? It's sitting in your pocket, burning a hole. You can't draft all these guys. So I personally like the move. I think that was a great move. What do you think of the Knicks trade for Mikal Bridges with the Nets?
Well, Mikal's Villanova guy, just like the rest of your team. I'm a big Villanova guy, so I'm happy and I'm sad because I know the Sixers were in on him.
Your team drafted him.
Yeah, for like 20 minutes.
Let's start with that.
Yeah.
Before we even get to that whole thing,
that's exactly where I was going. We drafted him.
You drafted him.
And then we traded for a guy that went to the G League and disappeared.
He has played for your team 20 games and averages 5 minutes a game.
Yeah.
And this is the guy that you traded for Bridges. Yeah.
And he might not be an all-star right now, but he has all-star. He
I think you'll agree with this, Mike. He's got that dog in him.
He's got
that dog in him. Yeah. So that's why
they didn't win a national championship because they just happened to get lucky or whatever. They went through some rough teams in that tournament.
And I think also to go with it, right, along with having obviously played with Jalen and Dante and Josh Hart, and the chemistry is going to be automatic, like you saw on social media. Their little FaceTime right away as soon as the trade happened and everything. This isn't a matter of if it's going to work. It's going to work. It's just a matter of is it enough, And I think Bridges, the Knicks kind of built for the Celtics with this move. They wanted 2 big wings, and we'll get to the next Knicks move, which was immediately after that the next day. They re-signed OG Anunoby to the largest contract in New York Knicks history at $42 million a year, which I think is an overpay. I'm not going to lie. I think it's an overpay. But I understand what they're doing and why they're doing it. They made the trade for Anunoby. They let go of a lot of assets. They couldn't not re-sign him. They had to re-sign him, and he fits what they do. So now the Knicks have two really big stretch guys, wing guys that can get out there on Brown and Tatum, which is why they did it. They want to be able to defend those two guys. So the Knicks' two maneuvers were like the talk of the NBA. It was like, oh, wow, look at these moves. And this is before the rest of it happened, before your team did what they did and everything. And we'll get to that after. But the Knicks made these big moves. And then they had the one little regression, I'll call it, with losing Isaiah Hartenstein, who I happen to like a lot.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to lose him. And I think that the Knicks need another big body because we all know Mitchell Robinson gets hurt all the time. All the fucking time. The guy's always fucking hurt. And not only that, he's an offensive liability. You know, as great as he is as a defender, is as bad as he is on offense.
Right.
You know, he's all one side of the coin. Like you could do Hack-a-Mitch with 5 minutes left in the game and get the Knicks in trouble because you can't hit free throws. So the Knicks lose Hartenstein, which hurts. I think that they'll find – everyone forgets this. When the Knicks signed Hartenstein 2 years ago, he was a nobody. He was averaging 6 points a game, 5 rebounds a game, playing maybe
depth guy.
He was a depth guy. He wasn't really, and the Knicks put him in a situation where he became this. And congratulations to Isaiah. He turned it into a payday, $30 million a year, which I think is a way overreach. I think no disrespect to Isaiah, because I loved Isaiah. I thought he was a great team player. I think he's very much a product of Tibbs' system. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I don't know if he's going to be able to recreate that with Oklahoma City, but he did go to a really good team. It's not like he went to a bad team on a big contract. And the Knicks, have to find another big man now, and they still have yet to do that. That's the only thing that concerns me for my Knickerbockers. And then other things started happening in the league. And now we'll get to your team, the 76ers. It starts with addition by subtraction. Tobias Harris.
That was like as soon as the season was over, they told him, like, clear out your locker, bud.
Yeah, that wasn't going to go any further.
We're not re-signing you. It's done deal. The city's tired of him. That was worse than the late 2000s Phillies dropping from World Series champion to runner-up to National League champion or National League championship loss to Division Series loss. He progressively went down.
What was bad about that was they got him in lieu of losing Jimmy Butler, who was very productive.
Again,
so it was even worse.
In hindsight, why not sign the kid in his mid-20s over the guy who's about to be 30?
They should have.
He's the wing shooter, so it fits the system. I get it. But Jimmy Butler was the ultimate,
I think, and then your team makes its first signing, which was someone I wanted the Knicks to get if they lost Hartenstein.
Oh, George?
No, the first signing.
Andre Drummond. Yeah.
Andre Drummond.
We got
Andre Drummond on the cheap. $10 million a year.
$10 million a year for 2 years.
2 years, so you get him on the cheap, and I really was hoping the Knicks could pick him up if they lost Hartenstein, but your Sixers get him, and then your Sixers drop the bomb. They give the max deal to 34-year-old.
34, turning 35.
Right, he'll be 35 this season. Paul George, who, in all due respect, has not ever lived up to what everybody thought he was going to be. Don't get me wrong. He's a real good player. He scores a lot of points.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him be a winner. They had the big three with him and Harden and Kawhi Leonard in LA with the Clippers, and that fell on its face. However, I do think Paul George fits your team because it gives your team something you didn't have. It gives you a big wing guy, which is something you guys desperately needed. And not only does it give you a big wing guy, it gives you an elite guy, but will he play enough games? Will he be available in the playoffs? And Embiid already has injury problems, Mike.
That is one of the things I was looking at with this whole thing. That's why I was iffy about going after him. I'm still not happy about the price for the amount of years. I think we got him for way too long. I understand
4 years,
the guy wanted,
214, baby.
He wanted 4 years.
Yep.
That was the big thing. Obviously, money is a huge issue. We had it to spend. And he went back to LA. He said, just give me one more year. And the contract, they said no.
Yeah.
They told him no.
And you also
mean,
locked up Maxey.
A 38-year-old, he's not LeBron James.
No, he's not.
So you don't really want him at 38, 39, 40 years old. You would hope that that's already set sail. But
you're going to have the old man at 38, bro.
We are.
You are.
And paying him $53 million a year.
That's right.
Which by that time will probably be pennies. But the Sixers signing him. I'm going to be optimistic about this. He's a great three-point shooter. He averages, in the high 30% range. From
37 for his career, I think. 37% for his career.
I think our ace in the hole right here is I'm averaging around 28 to 30 minutes a game for like the past 8-9 years. If we can maybe limit his minutes to keep him healthy, not so much saying, I'm saying watch the over 30 games unless you need them. Bring his minutes down just a tad. Maybe we could save a little bit on the back end. But
well, two things I'll say about it. One, I'll say the Maxey re-signing had to be done.
And then I was going to say the Maxey re-signing is pretty big too.
That had to happen. That had to be done.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you what I've learned as a Knicks fan. I think you're about to learn it. When you try to build a team with old guys, you get this.
Oh, no! We suck again!
The Knicks went through this for a long time, getting the 34, 35-year-old star. I speak from experience, my friend.
I know. You guys had Carmelo Anthony.
Stevie Francis, you know, big names. I'm talking Penny Hardaway. Yeah. And they came in and they were stiffs because they were past their prime. Now, I think you'll get at least a good year or two out of Paul George.
So
your window is this year probably more than anything.
That's it. I think we have 2 years to get this done. If we don't get it done, at least an appearance or an Eastern Conference appearance this year, it's basically over. I mean, Embiid can't stay healthy for more than 30 games a year. It just has to be is what it is. And again, I said this.
Don't talk about it. Playoffs?
Right. As far as on paper, yeah, we're a top 3 team in the conference again.
You are. And now
that's on paper. That's on paper.
On paper, it's obviously Boston's the defending champ. I believe it was plus 400 for your team after their moves, and the Knicks are plus 450 after losing Hartenstein. That's the top 3 in the conference. Right. And we'll talk a little more in depth when we get, the guy who you bet against in here. But I think that there's certain things that, people are overlooking. I think everyone's overlooking Milwaukee all of a sudden, which, Giannis was hurt. I mean, that team is still very, very good. I'm not sleeping on the Milwaukee Bucks. In the Western Conference, Denver. So, but we'll see. I like what the Knicks have done. I love the culture they've established. Your team has taken the let's get the next superstar to play next to Embiid move, and you backed up Embiid with a solid center. I think that he's very solid. Again, someone I wouldn't have minded getting for the Knicks after losing Hartenstein, but he was already off the market. Boop, gone. And there's not many choices for the Knicks. Someone actually floated something at me that I thought was a little unusual, but I kind of like it in a way. I know he's a freak. He's weird. Dwight Howard.
He was good here.
Dwight Howard. And he played overseas last year, and he played phenomenally, and he's older, and you can get him on a cheap one-year deal. Maybe you throw him a $10 million one-year deal to come in and back up Mitch. He has a little bit of offensive game. He's still a monster rebounder. I know that. He was always pretty durable, not really an injury-prone type of player.
No, he's he's big, and he stays in the gym. He's not just one of those guys out there. He pushes guys around.
Right. I will say this. If the Knicks don't get another big, they can't stand up to Philly or to Boston. And that's the bottom line because they don't have anyone big. Right now, Mitch, all right, I'm going to change that a little bit. I just don't trust Mitch to be healthy. Mitch can guard Embiid. Mitch can guard Porzingis. Mitch is out 40 games a year. 30 games a year. It is what it is. So they have to get someone solid behind him. And, as a Knicks fan, though, I've learned quickly to trust Leon Rose and the way he does things. It's been working. You know, they're just, you know what I love about this team, Mike? And I know you hate it. Fuck you, Philly guys. And too bad, because it's all your guys. It's your Villanova guys. They believe in team chemistry.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen a team believe in that in a long time, man. Been a long time since I've seen a team not say, let's get best of players, say, let's get a bunch of guys that played and won together, you know, and put their band back together. And I'm really very trusting in the Knicks. So I think they'll get the big man that they need to back up Mitch. I wish IH the best. He owes Tibbs his nuts, because without Thibodeau, he doesn't get $30 million a year for 3 years. Thibodeau made him be able to get that payday. And, you know, that's something else, too. I was thinking about that. People bang on Thibodeau so much. Well, if it wasn't for Tom Thibodeau, do you think that Quickly would have just gotten that big deal he got from Toronto after the trade? And if it wasn't for Tom Thibodeau, does Isaiah Hartenstein get 3 years at $90 million from Oklahoma City? So I don't want to hear the shit about the players don't like Thibodeau. I mean, He gets guys paid, and that's what it comes down to. So, you know, that's our two teams, our two basketball teams, on maybe a little bit of a collision course again. Maybe we got some more fun in the Wells Fargo Square Garden.
Yeah, we might be able to have that rivalry that we were wishing for to start up again.
That's really never happened. The Knicks and Philly are never good at the same time.
Not in my life. I mean,
I'm older than you. I'm 55.
I know, but I'm saying
never good at the same time ever.
Yeah, Patrick
Ewing
was like on the end of that, on the end of his little, on the end of his career when Iverson really started becoming a star. Yeah, we never really overlapped. We kind of overlapped at the end.
One started as the other ended. You know, never really overlapped. So, well, before we we move on and we bring in the man who everybody likes to make money off of by betting against him. I think that we'll talk about a couple of things with Frank. We'll see if he has any, you know, he said he's going to do his research, this fucking bum. He says he's going to do his research and he's going to have some futures and this and that, NFL divisions. And we're going to do some of those picks today. We talked about with Frank about picking divisions, you know, who we think is going to win and who's the dark horse to snap, blah, blah, blah. You know, so we know to pick against him on that. But, you know, I hope he did his research this time. I mean, he comes on the show just kind of throwing shit against the wall, hoping it sticks. And, you know, he says,
it's just like his gambling life.
For next week, I'll research. While I'm at Parks, I'll research, you know. And without further ado, we're going to add Frankie Ravioli to the stage.
There he is, the rich man himself.
How we doing, boys?
What's up, Frank? What's going on today?
I do have a little bit of research.
Wow, he wrote like a fifth of a page on the back of something he stole from the post office.
On the back of a fucking electric bill.
Wait. What's on the front of that paper? What's on the front of that paper?
Lease. Wow.
Oh, yeah, I don't even know what the hell it is. Whatever.
Oh, that's good.
Hopefully something good, Frank.
There we go. So he wrote on something, so that's a start.
That's better. You know, I'm using my cerebral education.
Frank, we were just talking NBA crap, right?
Yep.
And I'm sure, as you're aware, Knicks make the big trade. They go for the Brooklyn Bridges. They bring in Mikal Bridges to make the Villanova 4 now complete, the core 4. And then they re-sign Anunoby to ungodly money. And then they lose Isaiah Hartenstein. The same ticket on the other side of town over there in the whole of Kensington to make Embiid happy. They go get Drummond to back him up because they know Embiid can't stay on the freaking floor. And then they go make the big move and they secure Paul George and they give Maxey a big deal. And listen, Sixers are good. There's no, on paper, as Mike said, on paper, if they stay healthy, they're a good team. They're going to be, them and the Knicks are going to be.
On the PlayStation, we are a good team.
On PlayStation, you're damn good. Yeah.
We're a goddamn good team.
I know you said they've never really been good at the same time. How many times have they played in the playoffs?
Before this year, the last time was 1989.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. I was a year old.
Talking 35 years ago, you know, a long time ago. So,
all right. And now here's my other two questions with the Knicks. When did they sign Jay Wright as an assistant coach?
I was waiting for that too.
I love it.
And who was the fifth guy in Villanova? Was that guy Colin, the little guard, the white guard?
So they actually had him already.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they had him, and they put him in the trade package last year when they got Bogdanovich and Burks. They had him. Yeah. So, but no, that's redundant. But I would love to get Jay Wright here, but I think he's done.
He's from New York too. I think.
I don't know, but I think he's
from
done.
New York.
I don't think he wants to coach anymore. I think he just wants to kind of watch.
Now, he was making like more than a lot of NBA coaches at Villanova. He was like, why do I want to go to the NBA and make this harder on myself?
So how do you like this? What do you think of this? Knicks getting the playoffs this year. Julius Randle does what he did in the playoffs a couple of years ago. There's one or two. Anunoby's fucking hurt again. Knicks get bounced in the second round again. Thibodeau gets fired. Knicks hire Jay Wright.
It would make sense.
Yeah, we have to break the bank to get him.
I don't want to lose Tibbs, though. Tibbs has rebuilt this team's culture. I don't want to lose him. So I'm hoping that they can, push forward past what they've done the last 2 years with Thibodeau at the helm, because I think he deserves it. He's reestablished a culture here that was poisoned for a quarter of a century. He has changed the way this team feels and the way the city feels about the team. It feels like the 90s Knicks. It has that same type of passion to it. So I hope Tom Thibodeau works out and that he gets his chip here. I don't want him to get fired. And obviously, Frank, his team, they're going to go the old man route. They went and they got themselves Paul George, who's 34, to pair with Embiid in his 30s, and Drummond, who's in his 30s. I think Drummond's actually only 30. I actually think he's younger than everybody thinks. I don't think Drummond's that old.
How old is Dwight Howard that you were talking about earlier?
So, what's that?
How old's Dwight Howard? You were talking about him earlier.
Dwight Howard's, I think, 37.
Because he was drafted out of high school, I think, right?
Yeah.
So it just seems like he's 48 years old.
We're going to get all this info right now. So we're going to see Andre Drummond.
But I'll, as you're looking, I'll talk.
Yeah.
As you were saying about picking up these guys.
He's only 30, Drummond, by the way. He's actually young. Yeah, I don't understand why he's fallen so out of favor like he's an older player. He's only 30. I don't get it.
Tall. That height.
What I think your teams are doing is you're building to beat Boston. Just like, and I'm a Steelers fan, Steelers build their team to beat the Ravens and vice versa. Ravens try to beat the Steelers.
To answer your question about Dwight Howard, he's 38.
38.
And he just played for he played what league is this he played in? He played for the Tygoon Leopards I think in the China League, and he dominated them, which he should.
I hope.
Hey, 4 feet taller than everybody.
Yeah. I mean, you remember Yao Ming? They got some big guys over there in Asia. Don't squawk at them with that. They got a couple.
But I think you guys are building your team to beat Boston, and that's what you have to do.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah. And they're the best team in the NBA right now.
The best team in the league. They're the champs, defending champs.
Right, and they're going to.
That's the only respect that they get is I get to say that they won their.
But this will happen.
Championship.
We suck again.
Yeah,
and then what?
That will.
Porzingis is already. He had surgery or something. He's going to be out like 4 months.
He's not going to play until like Christmas already.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, listen, we talked about this with the big guys. All these guys that are over 7'1", that seems to be the cutoff. If you're taller than 7'1", you got bad feet, bad knees, bad ankles, bad legs, something bad from the hips down.
Bad hips, for anything lower body, you're done.
Anything from the hips down, you're probably fucked up one way or another. It just seems to be that way. It's probably from their frames carrying so much weight when they're jumping up and down and everything. Human body maybe just isn't designed that way when it's that tall.
And you talked about him earlier, but I don't have an NBA team, but I tend to root for certain guys and whatever. But Oklahoma City, my boy Chet's there. SGA.
Oh.
Now they got Hartenstein.
Which means your boy Chet ain't starting.
What are you talking about?
He's not starting. They just gave Hartenstein 30. Listen to me, Frank.
Dude, he's starting.
Will you listen to me? They gave him $30 million a year. He's starting. They didn't give him $30 million to ride the bench, moron.
Chet was drafted number 2 last year. He's starting.
His
fight. Fight.
Oh, we will bet on this.
I want
to. You want to lose more coffees to me?
Yeah, I can't. I fucking Louis Hill fucking died.
Yeah, thanks for killing him. Yeah, thanks for killing him. Yeah, 3 straight starts. His ERA in those 3 starts is over 15 since
Yeah,
you
he's
better
throwing
to win the
fucking
Cy
batting
Young.
practice now. I don't. He can't fucking whatever.
Fucking
Let's
mush.
go Ranger.
God damn, can you root for the Phillies? Jesus Christ.
No.
Why you picking my team?
My ex-wife is
problems
not a
with the
Phillies fan.
Jets.
I'm a Phillies
I
fan.
got my problems. Leave me alone.
Keep that DiMaggio shirt you got on there too.
Yeah, baby.
Let's get back to the NBA. So
Okay.
there was a lot of movement. You know, obviously we have Golden State moving on from Klay Thompson and Chris Paul. Klay goes over and signs with the Dallas Mavericks to create another big 3. You know,
Yeah.
I hate that term. I freaking hate that term. So now you got Kyrie, Luka, and Klay, who's no longer from the Bay. You know, and he didn't look so good last year. I can't say they're taking a flyer on him because they gave him $40 million, $30 million a year. You know, but I don't know. Unless Klay gets back to the way he shot pre-injury, I think that was a reach. You know, I think that was a reach by Dallas trying to get themselves a guy who can help wing shoot for those guys. And I just don't know if Klay is like that anymore. He's definitely last year. The biggest thing I noticed about him, his feet aren't as quick. He's not the defender he was.
Who else would you assign that's a wing shooter?
If I was them, that's the team that should have went after Paul George. That's the team that needed.
Maybe
Paul
they
George.
did.
Maybe they did.
Maybe they did, and maybe they laid the smart 2-3 year deal on him.
Right.
And he said, "No, I got 4 years left."
And he took the fourth year from Philadelphia.
He wants the 4th year. We all could have offered him $50-some million a year. They could have offered him more money, but he wants that 4th year for whatever reason.
So that's their big 3. And you know, listen, that team. It's funny what you said about our teams are building to beat Boston, Frank, because that's the truth.
Right.
It's kind of like Minnesota last year built to beat Denver, which they did, and then they lost to Dallas.
Right, it happens.
But they built to beat Denver, and they did beat Denver. And I think Denver is still going to be a factor. You know, Denver hasn't really done anything. I don't think they need to. I mean, I think they just need Jokic to be healthy and in shape, and they just need, you know, their players to do what they do. They're a good team. They're going to be around for a while.
Going back to my analogy, the Steelers built to beat the Ravens and vice versa, and then the Patriots beat them both in the playoffs, so it didn't matter.
Didn't matter, right? No. Yeah, you know what the result was.
No.
Yeah, that was the result.
You got a bet listening to that?
Yeah, no, I like that. Yeah, and then I say to you this. What the fuck? Yeah, so shut up. Yeah, we're not up to here we goes yet. We haven't done a here we go yet. We're not in that section. So rest of the NBA, also Chris Paul, released by Golden State, goes and teams up with Victor Wembanyama in San Antonio. I actually really like that. I like it from a Wembanyama status. Mm-hmm. I think that having a point guard of that type of experience is going to really help his growth. And that young man, that's a bad man. If he stays healthy, that is going to be the best player in the league, at least for the foreseeable future. What do you think about that move of Chris Paul, guys?
It's an improvement down there. I mean, it can't hurt them. They were one of the worst teams last year, and they weren't very good this year. So,
did they have a top pick again in the draft too?
They had 2 of them.
Yeah, and they got another guy from France.
They traded one, and they took a guy from France. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So at least they can talk to each other.
Well, exactly. the guy they picked up is supposedly no slouch.
Right.
You know, so that's what I'm saying. They have a real facilitator with Chris Paul, because at this point in his career, that's what he is more than anything. He's a facilitator. He's not the same scorer he was.
No, right.
You know, he's going to be a mental player more than anything, and I think that he does well for those young guys in that role. I think he'll help their development speed up. He'll get them better quicker. And I like that move for San Antonio. It's a not a now move. It's a, you know, have my guys ready for 2 or 3 years down the road move, which I agree with. And, you know, then there were other ancillary pieces moved around a little bit. That really is it for the big names right now. Milwaukee.
LeBron signed.
Special. LeBron resigns. Let's talk about the Lakers for a second, even though I hate them, right?
Let's talk about them because we hate them. What
Bronny.
a fucking bag of dicks they are, huh? Oh, LeBron, we got to keep him happy, so let's sign his kid or let's draft his kid. As soon as they drafted his kid, they should have said, yo, now that we got your kid, 1 year, 20 mil, or get the fuck out.
I'm going to tell you something, and this is the reality of the situation. Any team that didn't pick Bronny before the Lakers are a bunch of schmucks, and I'm going to tell you why. They could have held his feet to the fire and held him hostage like no other.
He's 40.
Oh, dude, think about it. Think about this, right? Think about it from your team's perspective.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it to you from the Philly perspective.
Go ahead.
Philly in the second round takes Bronny. Before they get Paul George, they take Bronny.
Right.
And they look at LeBron, they say, if you think your son's going to play a little bit, maybe you should come sign over here. Would you rather have LeBron James or Paul George?
Paul George.
You are a Kensington crack-smoking hooker. That's what you are. That's what you are. Because there's no
I wish
way.
I was a hooker. I'd get fucked more than life's already fucking me right now, brother.
Oh. Yeah.
I'm not a LeBron fan, but you'd rather have LeBron.
You'd
I
rather
don't
have
know.
LeBron.
I
They're
just
both old.
disagree.
I'd
Look at
rather
his
have the
numbers.
old
They're
guy that's the
still
best
out of this world.
players ever. They're both old. I'll take
Yeah.
the old guy that's old. LeBron's numbers last year were still 27, 7, and 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And
not
then-
even discussable.
Yeah, it is. Fuck that guy. Because I don't want to be. I never, ever, ever. Even like, all right, a few years ago, they were going after him before he went to LA, and the Sixers were a big part of that discussion of whether LeBron was going to come back east or go east. And yeah, I ultimately went with the Lakers. I was still one of the people because I didn't want to be that team that went, oh, we got LeBron and then we won a championship. And then LeBron leaves and we're just sitting here, you know, all brokenhearted.
Wait a second.
One
Time.
championship isn't it?
Oh, you really did smoke a lot before you came on today.
No,
As a
I'm
Knicks
tired
fan,
though. I mean, oh,
I
look
would
at
sell
you.
my soul. My soul for one championship. If LeBron came here for 1 year and Knicks won a
That's
championship,
you.
then
That's
he left.
you guys. That's you guys.
When's your last
You
championship?
sell your soul for
the
one
Sixers?
championship.
When's
For
your
that
last
song.
championship?
We earned them.
When did you get
We
one?
earned them. You
When
buy
did you have it? When was it?
Huh?
When was it? When did you have it?
Have what?
The championship for the Sixers.
It was 1985. Was the last one?
No,
I'm talking about practice.
83, I think.
Not a game.
83.
Not,
I think it was
not
83.
the game that I go out there and,
Yeah.
and
And
die
then
for.
he got there.
And play
He
every
got us
game
to a
like it's my
championship,
last. Not the
which was
I love
amazing in and
Iverson.
of itself.
I love Iverson.
Was amazing in and of itself. That they said 6'1". He's like 5'10".
Yeah,
And then
absolutely.
you got smoked by the Lakers.
And then we didn't get smoked. We didn't get
Congratulations.
smoked. They just beat us.
Just
We were
beat
the
you
only team to
4-1.
beat them.
That's not smoked. 4-1 ain't smoked.
It wasn't smoked. They were close games.
4-1.
No, they weren't close.
Yeah, they
games.
were.
got
We won
smoked.
one.
You got.
Yeah, they won the first one and then they got swept.
That's not getting swept, Frankie.
They won the first one and they got
That's
swept.
not getting swept, Frankie. We won one. a broom comes out when the
I was rooting for him. I fucking love Iverson.
4. And there's wins are 0. Okay? That's
Thanks.
the sweep.
Okay.
Okay? All right? Fuck. Anyway, I am just not a big LeBron fan. And you could say
I'm not a big LeBron fan either, but game
and I'm not
recognized
going to
game.
I'm not going to blow him for a possibility of a championship.
Game
And they get the whole
recognized game.
circus that comes with it.
He's
The,
one of the.
oh,
one
well,
of
what's LeBron going to do next
He's
year?
one of the
Is
top
LeBron going to
4
take a shit in
players
the
I've
sink or
ever
in the
watched.
toilet? I don't care. I don't care. I'm tired of hearing
One of
it.
the top 4.
Michael Jordan's the best basketball player to ever live.
agree.
And that is it. No more. I can't wait till he retires.
The hate is real. Wow.
What's funny is the guy's never done anything wrong and everybody fucking hates him.
That's right.
It's not the
You
decision.
gotta give credit
It's
where
the only
credit's
reason I
due.
hate him. Huh?
He's never
Hold
got
on.
in trouble.
Never got in trouble. No drugs.
He never
No.
got in trouble, but he's just a little whining, crying bitch. And
You're right.
we don't
Joel
respect
Embiid
that here.
isn't.
Joel Embiid's not a little whining, crying
What?
bitch. He's funny at least. And here's the deal with him. He's fucking from a place where they play soccer all year round.
I
Okay.
can't even believe what I'm hearing from you.
Listen, you're the guy. Oh yeah, Embiid has more flagrant fouls. Embiid gets a flagrant foul for turning his head the wrong way.
He grabbed the guy by the leg and tried to drag him down when he
Your
was going
guy
up
put
for
him
a
in
rebound.
a fucking anaconda
For a
chokehold.
rebound.
It was straight out of UFC.
He ran down the court and kneed the guy in his nuts.
Where's my popcorn?
Playoff game.
Hold on. Get Frankie out of here. I don't like arguing in front of our son like this.
Look, the bottom line is, right, we're all joking aside.
Yes.
We are set up, I think, for good New York, Philadelphia basketball rivalry. And yes, Boston and Milwaukee are in the way of our fun. And maybe even Indiana a little bit too, though. I think they're soft and the Knicks would have smacked them if they were healthy. But, you know, I think that we're going to have some fun with the NBA. Right now, let's see if Frank knows this. I know it. And if I know it and Frank don't know it, I'm throwing him off the show.
What's that?
What are the odds of the top 5 teams to win the NBA championship next year, and who are they?
Number 1 would be Boston.
What's their number?
We'll go 3-1.
Okay, good. I know I was a guess, but it was a good one. You got it right. Go ahead.
Okay. Then you got, New York and Philly are both around the same. About 4.5, 5-1.
You were
it
listening.
should be New York.
You were listening. You were listening to me before.
I heard that it was.
You were listening to me before.
I was listening before. Philly's 4-1.
I saw you in the green room. You listened to me when I said that.
I did listen to it. I had my TV on mute and everything.
Okay.
But number 4, I guess, was Denver's got to be up there in Milwaukee.
This is a never-ending process,
and it's going to change.
Okay, so that plus 450, that plus 400 and 450 was to win the Eastern Conference. I want to clarify that first. The NBA odds, you were right on with Boston. We're both wrong about number 2. Number 2 is
Denver,
Oklahoma City Thunder.
Oh,
plus 750. Number 3 is Denver, plus 850. Tied for 3 is Philadelphia, plus 850. The Knicks are plus 900 right behind them. And then the Wolves at plus 1,000. So
those odds are not right. Like, why is Oklahoma City 7.5 to 1? They should be 15 to 1.
I'm going to tell you why. Because they signed Isaiah the Monster Hartenstein.
I know, but those futures aren't good futures. They're not.
I'm being a little facetious. I think Oklahoma City's good. I agree. I don't think they're that good.
No.
I think again, Hartenstein, whatever, and I love him. He was great for the Knicks last year when they really needed him. I think he's a big product of Tom Thibodeau in the system. And I don't know if that's going to be replicated the way Oklahoma City plays its running gun style. I don't know if it's going to work with him doing that. And he's got the same type of numbers, and more importantly than the same numbers, the same type of efficiency, right? Obviously they got your boy Chet there too.
Who starts?
But boy, he won't. No, he won't.
Would you stop it?
No, he won't.
You think his hair's cool, don't you?
No,
That's
he
why
won't.
you like him.
No, he
Dude,
won't.
he's a fucking 7'2" guy that can shoot anywhere and block anything.
$30 million a year
starting.
on a backup. You don't spend $30 million a year on a backup. You don't. Number 2 overall pick can be a backup and play 20 minutes.
He's not going to be a backup.
He's going to be the backup.
Oh my God, you're fucking high.
Yeah.
No, I wish. I would have to deal with your bullshit right now if I was.
All right.
So,
wow.
You know what?
Fun, guys.
You're wrong.
What's the name of the show anyway? You're wrong.
You're wrong. All right, that's some NBA futures. All right, we did a bunch of that. Let's go quickly to baseball because then we have 2 segments to bang out quick. So we're gonna do just 10 minutes on baseball as we're getting closer. I'll start with the difficult one.
The dog days are
suck right now. Let's just keep. Right now they suck.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, Rodon can't pitch. All of a sudden, Frank Betts on freaking Luis Heel, and he can't pitch.
I love
Garrett
it.
Cole is getting better. Schmidt is still out on the IL. Nestor Cortez is what he is. He's a 3.5 ERA guy. You know, you get you some innings, but Nestor's not your shutdown guy. And the Yankees, with all the injuries, is really Soto, Judge, and Volpe against the world. I will say that the kid that's been playing first base, they started letting him play again even after the J.D. Davis trade, and he's hitting. So they got to let him play. Just shut up and let the kid play. I don't want to see no more of these games they're playing, but The Yankees have lost 13 of the last 17. They've lost, I think, four series. No, 4 out of 5, with the one being the tie to Toronto, where they split 4 games. So, and Toronto stinks this year, so that's nothing to be proud of. Cincinnati, who's not a good team, comes to the Yankee Stadium, puts up 5 runs on Rodon like they just walked in and pissed on the field in front of them. And I'm concerned with the Yankees all of a sudden. You know, I'm not concerned about them making the playoffs. They're going to do that. I'm concerned with them really being viably able to get to a World Series the way this lineup is constituted. DJ LeMahieu looks washed up. They get nothing from the catcher spot, hitting-wise. Now they can't even throw runners out either. That's another problem from the catcher spot. Verdugo, who started the year great, slumping. On and on. Rizzo still out. Gleyber Torres yelled at by Stroman, rightfully so, by the way. I heard so much professional criticism of, he shouldn't have done that there. It should have been No. People don't understand this. Gleyber Torres has been aloof for years. I'm sure he's been talked to in private many times. Sometimes you have to embarrass somebody to get him to wake up. Stroman embarrassed him. Gleyber's been playing well since then. What a surprise. So, the Yankees have issues right now. They're in second place, game and a half behind the Orioles, who just don't lose, but the Yankees are losing a lot. What about you Phillies?
Well, since the last time we talked, we had some scary news. Bryce Harper went down. He tweaking his hamstring. Kyle Schwarber went down.
Both on the IL, right? Both went on the IL.
They're all on the IL. They went on the 10-day. It looks like that they're going to be possibly Schwarber and Harper back within the next week. No, 2 weeks, I guess. Right before the All-Star break. Is this like a small vacation for them? Who knows? But mostly we're going to get JT back. Realmuto behind the plate. We're still winning series.
Which the Yankees are in, by the way.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
We lost, I think, 7-6 to the Marlins the other day. It was not pretty with Noel on the mound. So it's got its downs, but again, everything's going to start rolling towards the All-Star break. That's when every series is really going to count, because we got to still pull ahead, because it seems like no matter what the Phillies do, they win, they're still 8 games above Atlanta. They lose, and it gets like to 7-6.
I got something I don't know if you realize,
Mike. They can't get past 8.
I want you to hear this, okay? You know what that is? That's the Mets knocking on everybody's door right now.
And the Mets,
Mets are on fire. They're a game behind the Braves all of a sudden.
Yeah.
What the fuck? What the fuck? What is going on over there in Queens? They're averaging 7 runs a game for a month now.
They scored 7 runs in the 10th inning the other night.
I know.
And 2 home runs.
I don't. Grimace shows his big ass up, his big dumb purple and all of a sudden they start winning fucking games. And the Mets are playing out of their minds right now. They moved Lindor to leadoff spot. All of a sudden, Francisco Lindor said, "Oh, that's right, I can hit," and starts hitting. I got to give a lot of credit to J.D. Martinez. Ever since he got into the lineup, since coming from late spring training, because they signed him late, he's changed their whole hitting culture. Now, the problem for the Mets is their bullpen outright sucks. It's brutally bad. It's not. I mean, that's why you have to score 7 runs in the 10th inning, because their bullpen's an atrocity. But their starting pitching's decent, right? They're getting Kodai Senga back, who's their best pitcher. He's been out the whole year, and the team hits. And my God, the last thing I need to hear about is the Yankees stinking up the freaking airwaves and the Met fans coming out with grimace. I can't.
There's a guy. They were away too. I think they were in Toronto. And
I know you saw him dancing in the outfield.
He's dancing in the outfield. What's their mascot's name? Mr.
Grimace.
Baseball?
Yeah. Oh,
Like,
Mr. Met. The real one is Mr. Met.
Mr. Met, yeah. Can you imagine him getting bumped out for Grimace?
It's happening right now as you see it going. It's happening.
Maybe the Yankees need
Grimace
to
is
bring,
going to start banging Mrs. Met any minute. Any minute, Grimace is going to be banging Mrs. Met. Here it comes.
maybe the Yankees need to bring Ronald McDonald in.
Oh.
Yeah. Or the Burger King.
Yeah.
I'm concerned with the
Dave
Yankees,
Thomas
but I'll
brought
tell
back
you
from
who
the
I'm not
dead.
concerned with. Aaron freaking Judge is just.
Jeez.
So listen to this. I'm sitting there watching the Yes Network today, and they're talking about Judge's statistics in the last 3 weeks. He's hitting 612. 612. He is now the leader in the Triple Crown, hitting 320 with 32 home runs and 83 RBIs, and it's not even the All-Star break yet. What?
Yeah.
This is why I'm worried. You are wasting this guy's prime. The Yankees better be big at the trade deadline because this man may be the best hitter since Joe freaking DiMaggio, since Babe Ruth, maybe. He's that good right now. He's that good. You can't let your pitching pitch to a 7 ERA over a stretch of 3-4 weeks and just say, oh, it's cool. No problem. It's a problem.
Best rotation in baseball.
They went from the best rotation, best ERA, to having a 7 ERA over a course of 20 games. Unbelievable. The drop-off is unbelievable. Like Rodon, at the beginning of the year, he's pitching well. He fell off the ledge. This asshole with the Louis Heel bet, he fell off the ledge. It's freaking terrible. Frank, I'm so mad at you. I can't. How dare you wear that T-shirt?
And you stole his parking spot.
I'll go to Parks tomorrow and I'll bet the
my parking spot.
I'll go to Parks tomorrow.
How are you getting a brand new car? You can't fucking bet.
I have money, baby. I got money.
Jesus.
I got a theory, Mike. I got a theory.
You don't have a fucking theory. Here we go.
Here's my theory, right?
There we go.
So Frank plays the role of the poor guy bumming cigarettes off people.
Do I bum cigarettes?
The guy out front asking for a couple dollars.
I never bum shit.
Oh, help me out with this, But meanwhile, somewhere about 10 years ago, he was down in Cabo or some shit, and he hit a jackpot for like 1.9 million, and he has that shit stashed under his bed in fucking pillowcases. How is he gonna put the down payment on the house? What's going on here? I don't. I got a car.
We don't talk about my financials. We don't talk about my financials.
Yeah, I just flew to work today in the helicopter. We don't
talk about my financials. Maybe I just give out all this information and I bet against myself.
Well, let me tell you something. It'd be a sound strategy. It really would.
I'm going to give Mike a laugh right now. Last week at Parks, they played the Marlins, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet the Marlins one of those games.
And was it the one that they crushed them?
Yep. I had them parlayed with Gonzaga to win the national championship.
You parlayed it with Gonzaga. So you took a game in July.
Sure.
And another game in fucking March.
I'm going to do it again. All they got to do is hit that first one, and then the other one's it goes from 20 to 1 to about a 50 to 1 shot.
Unbelievable.
I blame you, Turk. I really do blame you. You said he is a bet aficionado. He knows everything.
No. I did not. I said he's a gambling degenerate. There's two.
You can ask me about gambling. I'll tell you about it. I dealt craps for a year. I dealt blackjack for a year. I know everything about gambling.
He's a dealer. He's
everything
reliable.
about gambling.
Yeah. He knows everything about.
I've had some really good wins in my life too. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. You just bought a new car.
Yeah.
and you parked it in Turk's spot.
In my fucking spot. In my fucking spot that I'm parking for 9 years. Mike, I pulled to work this morning, and as I'm pulling to the lot, I can see the postal trucks they've been parking towards the back. I'm like, oh, good, I'll have my spot. And here's this black brand new fucking Explorer in my spot. I'm like, who's this dickbag? Who's this dickbag? I'm parking in my spot, so I'm figuring it's some supervisor or somebody who's got money. And I walk in, and Frank talks about his new car. I was like, really?
This is Frankie.
Oh my god.
Well, they park these trucks in my spot. I'm the 5th spot. but there's been a
No,
fucking shit for
He
2
got a
weeks.
car. He's got a new house.
I am
He
regular.
won't buy your
Shut up. I'm a regular. I don't want to hear it. All right. So
All right, we moving on to football now.
That was a good one.
let's move on from the banter. Let's get to the stuff we got to get in before our time's up.
Yeah.
Right.
hold on.
We want.
My dog needs-
Where the fuck are you going?
My dog needs to run out. Just get
Oh my God! So let's look forward and go to the NFL.
The futures?
quick.
We picked a division.
Yes.
Do you remember the division we picked?
Yes, we AFC West.
Wow, I'm impressed.
We have it all right here.
I'm impressed. I have it all right here on the back of my lease. It's right here. See?
Right here on the
I
back
got
of my
really-
lease.
Yeah. So we picked the AFC West, and I guess we can go in any order. And it was to pick our favorite for the division and who we think is a sleeper. Correct?
Right. And then I also threw out the over-unders, but if you want, we could wait on that. Maybe like before the NFL starts, we pick 3 over-unders and 3 overs and 3 unders for the year.
I think we wait till we get closer to the season for that.
And then we'll do our
Because we'll have a
favorite
better
2
idea
minutes
of
left.
rosters and everything. We'll know
We
who's
still
where.
also got to get our underappreciated player too.
So what we'll do is you put $100 on your lock, and then you put $50 on your
Okay.
whatever
I
shot.
think we're all going to agree the AFC West. Put
Maybe not.
$100 on the Chiefs.
So you're taking the Chiefs obviously as a
taking
favorite.
I mean,
I
So you're
can't
looking
disagree.
230 to win 100.
I can't disagree because I think Patrick Mahomes is the best player on the planet. And every time I see the best player on the planet, like when I saw Tom Brady and Joe Montana and all these guys when it was their time, it's really hard to bet against them. And even if he doesn't win the Super Bowl, I'd be shocked if they don't win the division. I have to agree with Kansas City. Frank, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm going to disagree with you both.
You heard it here,
here's the
folks.
Washington.
Here we go.
Obviously-
That was me and Mike.
Obviously, they are the favorite to win the division, but I think with Harbaugh going to the Chargers, Herbert's going to be a new fucking man, and Herbert's already awesome, in my opinion.
Well,
I'll take the Chargers at plus 320.
okay.
To win
All right,
that.
so
That was going to be my underdog.
that's
Okay.
my underdog too, but I'm going to say this about the Chargers and Harbaugh. He's not building the team in 1 year.
Yeah.
That's why I'm
Understood.
saying
Be a
that's why
Panther.
to me it's still Kansas City because they're going
For
to
a
need
dynasty.
at least 2 years of free agency and drafting, him to get his Harbaugh type players in there to fit. Yes, Herbert's going to get better right away. I agree with that. But their defense is not all that good. They are very short personnel. Mahomes is going to rip them a new one still until they do that, and that's not going
They
to be
still got
overnight.
Bosa and Mack. They still got a good defense.
It's not going to be overnight. Their defense is not great. It's
Right.
that simple.
So then
Chiefs
who's
have a
your
very good
underdog
defense.
there, Frankie?
But I
What's
do like San Diego as my sleeper pick.
Yeah.
If someone is going to
I'm
upset Kansas City, it will be San Diego.
So who would be your upset pick, Frank?
Don't you tell me Kansas City's an upset pick. I'll punch
Yeah.
you.
No,
Don't
I
do it.
wouldn't say that. No, I
Oakland?
think
Or
my upset pick in that division. See, I think Denver makes strides because I think that what's his name's an awesome coach.
And they got Zach Wilson, so they're guaranteed to win now. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Can I really pick them to win the division? No. I mean, if I'm going to take an upset shot, I'm going to go with Vegas.
All right. So I want everybody to mark this date down.
This will be
July 3rd.
for you.
I'm actually going to write this shit down. 'cause
Potential
No, I'll
playoff.
write it down in my notes on my
San
phone.
Diego wins the division, and the
Come
Raiders could be the
December,
one
this
that
is going to
upset
be
them. Okay,
hilarious.
yeah. This is funny. This is good. This is good comedy, everyone. So
Yeah,
remember
this
to sign
show
with
just
Turks
got
for Dollars
100%
on
Yeah,
Sunday.
let's just take Kansas
In a
City.
few
Let's take the
months.
fucking chalk. Let's take the fucking
Because they have the best player in the league
horse.
and the best coach.
Yeah,
Hey,
and it goes-
there's sideways.
It's
Mike
always
in
with
the
5
back.
minutes left. He goes
It's
sideways.
Sideways Mike at the 55. Oh, it was early this time, Mike. 54-40 it did it.
It's usually right at the 55 mark.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Hi guys.
So
The whole fucking thing goes sideways. I don't understand.
all right, so AFC West, I guess next week we'll go NFC West. We'll go to the other side.
Okay, sounds good.
NFC West next week. And
Bam.
now as we get a
Bam.
little further, and we're gonna have to go through this. I know I got my pick because unlike Frank, I research, and I know who I'm picking. And we decided it was gonna be most underrated running backs in the last 45 years. This time we'll start with Frank. Frank,
Okay.
who you got?
All right. Well, I actually have two, if you don't mind, and I'll do them
Pick
quick.
one. That's what the game is.
Well, then I want to go with a Steeler but you said 1980. He retired in 1980.
79 on. No, 25, 45 years. So
Well, he
79.
retired in 1980. So my guy, in honor of 4th of July being tomorrow, and he served. So he was drafted in 1968, played 1 year, went to Vietnam, came back in 1970, played till 1980. He was drafted in round number 16, the 417th pick from Notre Dame, Mr. Rocky Blyer.
You think Rocky was underrated?
It was because he numbers wise, yeah. I mean,
I'm surprised with you. I thought you'd go Merrill Hodge.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I thought you'd go Merrill Hodge.
It is a good one.
Yeah, because he was really not looked at as an
he had that one really good year.
And he was really good. I mean, he had his moments.
He was good for about like a 6-year span.
Oh yeah, you fucked it up
Rocky
again.
was one of my favorite players growing up, though.
Yeah, you fucked it up again. All right, Mike, what do you got, Mike? Running back.
All right. So, in the third round, Seattle took Amon Green, running back.
Nebraska.
He went on to go play for the Green Bay Packers, and I think he was severely overshadowed.
Overshadowed.
Man, once you flip the camera around 6
Rolling Stones reference.
Overshadowed by Brett Favre and the receiving core that they had there. Donald Driver, Randall Cobb. So he had 6 1,000-yard seasons. In 2003, he ran for 1,883 yards and 15 touchdowns. Played for Green Bay, Seattle, and Houston before ending his career in Green Bay. Amon Green, my underrated running back.
Good choice.
Not bad. And I will always go, as you guys have, to one on my team. And I'm picking Mr. Freeman McNeil of the New York Jets. Freeman McNeil, over the course of his career, had 1,798 carries for 8,074 yards and was the original two type of back who could catch out of the backfield, 295 catches for almost 3,000 yards, and he scored 50 touchdowns over the course of his career. He was overshadowed on a team that was basically defensive-based more than anything at the time, the sack exchange, but he was the Jets' best weapon. And there were games where Freeman McNeil would be the reason the Jets would win because their defense would hold them. McNeil would run, score a touchdown or two. Richard Todd would try to fuck it up. Freeman McNeil would fix it, and so on and so forth. So I pick Freeman McNeil. I think that he, if he would have played a little longer, he would have been in the Hall of Fame. I think that his career got shorted a little bit. I think he only played 8 years, I believe it was 8 years. And if he had managed to squeeze out 10 to 12 years, I'm fairly confident he would have been a Hall of Famer. Underrated in my eyes.
He was really good. He was really good.
I think all these backs that we brought up really fit the criteria. Except Frank dropped the ball a little bit. He should have picked Merrill Hodge.
Well, my other guy was Matt Forte, who actually.
You had two guys over Merrill Hodge?
Huh?
You're a Steeler fan.
I am a Steeler. I totally forgot. I didn't even put Merrill Hodge. Like, I'm thinking like in the 90s and the 80s.
Yeah, and not only
Mike,
that, but
when I
I
tell
tried
you,
to
him and
stay
I
away
talk
from
about the
Eagles
Bubby
this
Brisky
week.
era frequently. We talk about the Bubby Brisky era, which was Merrill Hodge's era.
You're right. And they were so bad in the 80s, I forgot about them.
Yeah. Good fan. Way to go. Yeah. What we saying?
Well,
I tried to stay away from the Eagles this week.
I mean, who are you going to put in the Eagles? Like Darren Sproles or whatever. Who's a little scat back?
Sproles is not underrated.
I mean, Westbrook. But he wasn't really. I meant Westbrook.
Brian Westbrook was underrated.
A little bit. Yeah, maybe a little bit. Maybe a
About
little
the only one you could go with.
I think with running backs, right? What's hard about picking running backs is their shelf life is so different than other players that it's really hard to measure what they could have been had they played longer, things like that. Injuries are a big part of the running back game. And obviously the modern NFL is not nearly geared to the running back like it used to be. It's all about throwing the ball in the air now, and everybody wants 50 touchdowns in the air and this and that. So the running back position is by the wayside a little bit, but running back to me is still a key. I mean, if you notice, Kansas City last year, when they won the Super Bowl, I think their playoff run was heavily predicated on Pacheco.
Yeah.
Pacheco ran rump shot.
He doesn't wear the typical running back number.
No, and listen, he runs like he wants to hurt you.
He runs hard.
He runs like he wants to hurt you.
Rutgers University
looks for contact. Rutgers product. Rutgers always very
That's
underrated.
Andy Reid, man. Andy Reid always finds guys like that. Always.
Yeah. The guy the Eagles fired. That guy.
Yeah. And you know what they gave him when he fired him?
Yeah.
A football.
Yeah.
They gave Urban fucking Fryer a goddamn motorcycle.
Yeah.
Oh no!
They gave him a burger.
We suck again.
Yeah. It was appropriate. I know I've done it a few times. It was appropriate.
What are we doing next week, Adam?
All right. Next week we'll go back to the defensive side.
Okay.
This one's going to be harder because we all know who the elite guys are. We're going to go middle linebacker.
Oh.
Ooh.
Most underrated middle linebacker.
And what division are we doing next week?
And next week is
NFC West.
NFC West.
NFC West. Okay.
NFC West.
So I'm assuming San Fran's the favorite to win that.
I don't know. You're the gambling guy.
Yeah.
Well, they gotta be. It's them, then the Rams, Seattle.
That might change
Go back to
after
my
they
ball.
lose to the Jets week 1. Yeah.
Oh, we gotta hear this for fucking 3 months.
Yeah. Now, you got to hear this too, right? So it came out that Aaron Rodgers, scumbag. I can't believe I have to root for this guy. This is terrible.
He's going to throw for like 380 yards.
You're gonna love him by the end of the
He
year.
better.
I love this guy.
He better.
He's the best
Mike, he
quarterback that
better.
ever lived.
You understand? He went to Egypt on a pre-planned trip to Egypt, right? That's what it is. He went to Egypt.
Okay. Yeah.
How stupid are the fucking Jets? I mean, why didn't you just move the mini camp to the following week, you bunch of schmucks? All this stuff wouldn't have come to forward. Nobody would have known that this got in the way. Nothing would have been ugly. But no, the Jets have to fuck it up again. We can't even do the simple things right.
Oh no, it suck again.
And that's because
Goddamn
Robert Saleh.
Oh no! We suck again.
And that's what happens with Robert Saleh. We suck again. You know, this is what scares me. They make the easy difficult. And that's what worries me. In the NFL, you can't make the easy things difficult. The easiest things have to be done. The manager, even as much as you are not the biggest Tomlin fan, Frank, he makes the easy things easy. The easy things are simple.
You don't
There's
hear
never a
problems there.
Right. Never a problem.
The last problem in the last 10 years, the last problem I heard of was Antonio Brown, and week 17, cut.
That's it. Right. So, you know, my concern with the Jets is, you know, the roster is a top 5 roster in the NFL, top to bottom. They rebuilt the line. They have one of the better running backs. They have a very good receiver combination, Hall of Fame quarterback, top 5 defense, blah, 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 blah. All that bullshit. And it could get fucked up with Rob Saleh just like that. Just like that. All it takes is one piece of adversity that they don't handle well. All it takes is Aaron Rodgers gets hurt week 7, right? Goes out for 2 weeks. Tyrod Taylor trips over a cheerleader, and then, you know, they got some guy play. They bring back, they trade Denver to get Zach Wilson back and trade 5 first-round picks for him. Some, like, you know, just the simple things are always made difficult for the Jets. It's never easy. So, you know, again, we got plenty of that to go. We got 3 months till it starts. They go to camp, guys, in 3 weeks. Not even. Not even.
Football
2.5 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks.
We're about 9 weeks, 9 Sundays from this Sunday. It'd be 9 Sundays.
9 Sundays. That's to the opening day.
Right. Then probably 9 weeks from tomorrow.
Right. And now all of a sudden, Frank is echoing again and his audio sucks. So with that being said, we're going to kick him out. Frank, it was a pleasure having you here. And since your audio is still ass, get a microphone. And
Happy 4th.
Happy 4th.
Yes, happy 4th. Everybody.
Like, subscribe, all that good stuff.
All that good stuff. Frank, it's been a pleasure. Be ready to go for next week.
All right.
Maybe more than a little half a paper. All right.
You got it.
All right. Talk to you later, bud.
You got it.
And that was Frankie Ravioli with his screwed up audio joining us once again.
We should call him Frankie 2 times because you hear everything 2 times.
2 times. Frankie 2 times. Oh, forget about it. Yeah, that'd be his gangster name. Frankie 2 times. Yeah.
Frankie 2 times.
Yeah, you remember that? What movie was that? Goodfellas?
Goodfellas.
That was Goodfellas. Yeah, that was Goodfellas. Yeah. So, you know, we covered a bunch of stuff. I think that the NBA, because I'm so scared of the Jets, Mike, I'm looking forward to the NBA because the Jets terrify me.
Man, you're already looking at October.
Dude, I'm so scared. I really am, because the Jet team is designed in a way that can be heaven or hell. You know, I don't see an in between. I see either 12-5, 13-4, or 5-12, 4-13. I don't see anything in the middle. And that's a scary. It's like, think about it like this. You're driving a race car, right? You're in a brand new. What would you like, Mike? You like Porsches? What do you like? Which kind of car you like?
I'd like. Let's go with a Ferrari.
All right. So here's Mike in his Ferrari.
Yeah.
He's got the top down.
No, like the white one from Miami Vice.
The white one. He's driving the white one. He's ripping up some highway in California. He's twisting his nipple while he's doing it because he's having such a good time that he's got that smile on his face. And it's this big road and, it looks great. And all of a sudden he sees a little turn coming up. No big deal. There's no signs. Nothing says slow down 45. And it's the edge of a mountain. And Mike goes flying off it. That's the New York Jets.
Yeah, but I'd be like Dom Toretto, and I'd land 2 backflips, scream family.
Probably still holding your nipple at the same time.
Still hold my nipple. Exactly. Family.
But we got to
Fast
listen.
and Furious 11 coming this summer.
If that's the Fast and Furious 11, I'm out. I ain't watching that one.
Yeah, I'm done with that too.
I was kind of done with 5, to be honest with you. I was kind of done after 5, but that's another story. I think all these sequel movies, they go a little too far now. I don't need
completely
Friday the 13th,
bullshit.
part 974. I don't need that. You know what I mean? So, but I digress to that, But
a couple shout outs to my nephew, Giovanni Ramos. Got his first touchdown this week in his flag tournament.
Congratulations.
7 years old, Giovanni. His coach, who was the offensive coordinator, I don't know. But he got a nice 30-yard run.
Good job
in his flag tournament for a
Shout
touchdown.
out to Gio. Congratulations, Gio.
Shout out to him. And my second cousin, my cousin's cousin. I don't know. My cousin's son. My cousin's son. Nick Pardini. He got accepted and will eventually be playing for the New York Knicks because he's going to Villanova.
Oh, future
fall.
Nick in the house. I like it.
Oh, my God. Listen, since I sent you that video, I wish you would have put that video up. That would have been a nice start to this thing. I was working in Ardmore all fucking week for the past 2 weeks. Driving past Villanova, and that fucking story broke. That Villanova is now wearing New York orange and blue. Wild.
Take
Wild
a sniff. Take a good sniff of that.
Yeah. That's fucking college team. But I digress. He'll be going there. Good for him.
Good for him.
Yeah, I don't know what he's studying, but
Now I'm going to give a shout out or two also.
Do whatever I wouldn't do.
I'm going to give 2 quick shout outs too.
Yeah.
First shout out is to my wife, Lynn. My anniversary's coming up. She's put up with my shit for many years, and she deserves an award for that. So shout out to her for that. And a shout out to America for the 4th of July. Yes. And we don't talk politics and all that here, and we ain't going to start now, but that debate.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Who do you pick, the narcissist or the senile? Oh my God.
They got settled over a golf match.
God help us. God
Game
help
skins,
us.
AC-Juicy.
I'm going to tell you what, America. I'm going to say this, America. I am officially announcing my candidacy for president of the United States. President Turk knows the economics. He lives in the world. He lives through what you live through. He will get you health care. He will get rid of the jerk-offs that shouldn't be in power because they are career politicians.
Yeah,
and my policy is vote for Turk 24 because everyone else sucks.
A vote for Turk is a vote for the people.
Yeah. No, but in all reality, God help us as a country. Everybody stick together. Please like and subscribe our channel. While you think of it, America, we're American. I'm from New York. He's Philly. Yeah. We're American.
I do gotta put one more thing before we close off. I've officially dropped my endorsement of Robert Kennedy Jr.
Because you're voting for Turk.
Yeah, that too. And because he's a rapist. So,
wow.
Good luck beating that case, sir. I'm done with you. You're a big... Hey, look at that.
You got the thumb.
How
I
did I
like
do that?
Yeah. Oh, no, TV gave me the thumb.
I spin around. I got thumbs fucking coming out of nowhere. Whoa. Pause. Anyway.
Oh.
Yeah. He could go ahead and beat
Say
that
less.
case as much as he wants. We don't need that kind of shit. You know.
I think we can both admit this. No matter what quote unquote side of the coin you're on when it comes to the election, there's no good choices.
Yeah, and Aaron Rodgers was going to be his running mate.
I'll say again, there's no good choices.
There's
nothing
none.
to save us other than us. And until this country realizes that our problem is the political parties themselves and money wins elections, not people, until we
Absolutely.
solve that problem.
Holy shit, we agree on something.
Is that amazing?
Yeah.
That's good. You know why, Mike? Because we both love America. And it's
We
the
do.
4th of July. America, motherfucker. America.
America. Happy 249th birthday.
Happy 249, America. Thank you for watching the Battle for I-95. It was once again brought to you by Easy Moving. Moving's hard enough, do it the easy way. Servicing Fairfield, Connecticut. Removal in New York. I am the Turk. That is Mike. We are out.
248. Sorry, it was 248. Let's
Whatever.
go.
Happy B-Day. Yeah, way to be on top of it, Frank. Have a good day, everyone.